side, who are the walking wounded heading into the players. It's time to see if they can take on this mech side. Ryan, how do you feel about their chances in this one?
This already looks prepped. I was going to say, Guild, again, wanted to be aggressive, safe. We want to see him find those entries. He finds two instantly, and it seemed that Mech had the read on that for the most part. They're doing well to try and trade it out.
Yeah, well, Shados under a good bit of pressure being pushed from Coldamento, runs right into him. Shados removed. Great start here for Guild with the two-man advantage into the pistol. Yet to take the site and plant just yet, but that should be coming in momentarily. That Spike just trying to get into a comfortable position, and it will. Spike goes down.
Spike planted.
They've also got to read him where Chronicle is as well. He was on fire the last time the day played up on this map. Narrowly lost against FPX. 3-9 down on the defensive half, so they have to do better here. Nats, on his perspective now, only one kill in that first half against FPX.
Yeah.
Wants to try and do a bit better here. He's already matched it.
There we go, Ryan. Step one. He's found one. Can he double his kill count as he now looks for Coldamenta? He sees him. Just a pixel from the back, and Coldamenta down. Now Trek's tasked with holding him from heaven. His teammate Leo's still alive. Very low in HP, and this time is starting to tick as well. Time getting low here for Mech. Nats into the clutch, trying to pull them into the 1v1s, and Trek's able to swing out for the headshot. Guild will close the pistol.
I think this is going to be a lot of reads, right? Mech, again, knowing pretty much where Guild are going to be, willing to fight for the space on dish.
Yeah, going for the dish attack, but it hasn't worked out at all. In fact, it's a massacre, and it is all Mech who go down. 3 players out of the play already. Now they know the flank's coming around the backside as well. Leo just looks back to try and hold him off. Both of the players coming in towards his crosshair now. He is low, so he could be traded out here. Down to 6, but he'll handle it well. Redcar and Defo both hit the deck, and Leo with 3 secures the second.
So today we found out he's going to get 1 in the future. He's going to get nerfed, but we get to appreciate this super buff version of Brimstone as the full rifle comes in.
A little less stimmy for Brimmy in the future, I think, but we're looking forward to seeing how it's going to pan out here. Redcar taken down safe early on, so Guild off to the slow start in the bonus. Certainly not a slow game so far, Ryan. It has certainly been high octane, and I think that is going to be the term we can describe Valorant for the time being. Taking a bit of a slowdown here for Guild. They've lost 2 players now, and they've had to slow it right down as Guild start to figure out, is there a pathway back into this round?
Start of the rounds have been very fast-paced from Guild, trying to find the aggression, find the early frags, and safe now. He's out of the picture so far. Trex is double duelist. He's the one that has to find that opening. Boombot already used to try and scale and find information. And Tripwire ahead. Just picking up these orbs, getting Leo up on that Rolling Thunder as soon as possible. I might just go orb hunting. I might just go up to Arcade, get the orb there, and see if they can finish towards Dish, maybe. Right now, they're playing the time. 40 seconds left. Must be a BXQ at this point. But what can Guild do with this lower buy? Still on a bone.
Yeah, if they manage to get through here to a plant, that would be brilliant for Guild, considering how this round started being down 2 players. Problem is they've got to go into Nats to try and deal with him, but even before they get there, they have to deal with Chronicle, and they haven't dealt with him very well indeed. He's already found himself 1. He pulls the attention away, sets up Nats for the swing out from tower, and now just Coldamenta. Live Shadows finds him. A flawless round for Mech. Great recovery as they go to
out and champions.
You don't
second
say,
place.
Ryan. You don't say it.
Yeah, but he obliterated Ascend on this map in Champions in the grand final. Right now, sort of middle of the pack expectations, but now Leo having that Rolling Thunder, how is he going to use it? And that's Neural Theft. He can find some impact, find some information. It could be quite valuable, but he's more looking towards that B3 position where safe is.
Yeah, look at that quick take, making use of the stim. Getting a little bit of control towards B early, but the defense have moved more proactively down towards safe, and he is going to catch the timing on the swing out, able to recover on the backtrack. Didn't land the first headshot initially, but contains himself, finds the kill. And now we have to look elsewhere. He didn't see the second player who had pushed down, but Guild are going back to A. But take a look at the defense right here. There's 1 player inside of the site. That's Defo trying to hold it. He's got to deal with significant numbers coming his way. The flashpoint's going to be set up. He's got Shadows just rotated over. Problem is now the Showstopper's been used up, and that is going to scare the defense. It's going to completely force them back as Trex hunts for prey. Hasn't been able to find anything, but gaining that control is all that matters.
Defo's pretty lit on the damage though. Rolling Thunder is going to come through, puts Defo to an awkward position, and Safe is there to try and capitalize. Trade it out. Trex is able to get a bit more And now a 4 versus 2. Nats is going to try and crunch in. Spots Trex, gets the kill. But look at the positioning from Guild. There's no effect is going to show where they are. It's going to be really difficult to uproot Russ, who's up on the high ground of
you can know their positions, but dealing with them is a different thing, right, Ryan? They don't have the utility for it here either. Red guy, he's completely dry on it. They have to hope for mistakes and peaks. They've forced Cold Dementor down, so that has given them access to the site. But remember, Aftershock's still up there. That's going to buy some time, keeps them off the defuse, and allows them to drop down. Although Red guy's sticking it, he's just sticking it over half, goes up for the swing, gets back to it. Red guy's going to hold it, and he's going to do it. It's a round picked up with 0.1 seconds left on the time.
The peak, right? He's just holding the middle ground. Red guy makes that decision. He has been impeccable with those kind of moments. And now it's a rough buy for Guild coming in. Bladestorm activated from safe. More looking towards 3, seeing if they can maybe farm up some mobs, which has been something that Guild have been quite good at early rounds.
Yeah, game of inches, really, at this point, and already we're getting these close, crazy rounds, and that has to be a tilter for Guild, realizing you come so close to a round win, but they're gonna have to stomach it, just like they will this lower investment. They have invested into a Spectre, a couple of upgraded pistols, but the majority of players holding just around 1.5k average to just try and get the weapons into the next round instead. And this should be Mech taking the lead for the first time. Here comes that Rolling Thunder. Shadow's gonna peek with it. Trex goes down, and opening kill already picked up here for Mech. They've sent the Bladestorm in towards tower. Shados is still gonna swing it, and Safe gets caught in the slow warp. A little unfortunate they're unable to make anything happen from that ult.
Spike down B.
Seeing if they can make it costly at this point. It's just a Sheriff now in the hands of Russ. Actually shooting as he gets onto the zip line as well, maybe disguising the noise a little bit. Whether that was intentional or not, hard to know, but the spike is in his possession. He also has got a gun upgrade. The Mecha playing is very carefully, playing off of each other nicely. They should do. It's 4v2.
Well, unfortunate there for Russ. Everyone's been there. Everybody's been in that awkward spot with the first bullet as an act.
Early engagements. Right here. A Mech playing together, right? They're going to try and clear the space. They're going to clear towards the lower parts of the ground. Or towards tree, a main. Have a good inkling now where Guild is going to be, even making sure that no flanks can come through. And even going to try and take this engagement towards tunnel.
Yeah. So the information gathering from Mech is certainly a thing to keep an eye on here, the way they're playing aggressive, proactive on the defense. And Guild have done a good job at finding that opening. Defo goes down in towards the underpass. Shadows there to double up alongside of him. He gets flashed, goes out for the swing, and has to drop back. So information picked up of another player's whereabouts. Minute 5 seconds left. Guild realize all the map control they've lost, all the info that may have been conceded, and they are going elsewhere. They're going back over towards A.
Right now, just making sure that they're ready to go with the execute before they break this tripwire. Russ seeing if anybody's actually going to peek out and double check it. Just one player over towards A. Defo down, 5v4 advantage for Guild. The execute going to come in. A lot of work for Nats to try and do. He's playing towards this sort of sand position and doesn't catch Russ, who just jumps out.
Well, dropping down, 4 versus 3. Guild get into the site. Now we have to look to Mech on the retake.
Spike planted.
They've got to try and gleam a lot of control back in limited time now. They're all coming in from the same position as well, which makes things a little difficult. They still have to deal with Safe in towards main, and they go for that fight to the doorway, but it's Redguard that gets shut down immediately. Chronicle looking to claim the life of one, but that's all he'll find, and that's not going to be enough. Guild answer back. They tie up yet again.
Rolling Thunder on the way.
Yeah.
There's more ultimates on the side of Mech that are available.
This looks like it's going to be a heavy dish fight right from the beginning of the round. Straight up, head-to-head battle. It's Defo trying to charge, but Trex able to handle it. He spotted the second player around here as well, but Redguard has to use those flash points to drop back to a safer position. So Mech, once again, lose the first player of the round, and it hasn't gone so well for them. They have to concede a player and dish, so not looking great here right now for Mech.
Even when they were getting first kills against FPX, a lot of 5v4 situations, they weren't winning out. And this is it again. Guild find an early kill. They can reset. They can see if Mech are going to try and push for information on other parts of the map. Just Nats watching towards Arcade. More of a reset. Nobody from Mech is looking for more information really at this point. They're just sat in their sites and waiting. The Guild might expect maybe people have rotated away. They're even going to go across the zip line to see if they can crunch into other parts of the map. They know as well that the bottom of this attacker spawn hasn't been touched because of the tripwires. So they know that this is relatively safe.
Yeah, so you can at least drop back over. It opens up this split potential again, but with 30 seconds left, they don't have a lot of time.
They're going to get the orb as well.
30
They're just
seconds
farming
left.
orbs for Leo.
Yeah.
He's just hungry hippering all around the map. So he's going to get the one towards tree, maybe execute under tunnel.
Yeah. That could certainly work out here, but here comes the play. It's decided B play with 17 seconds left. They're going to send that orbital strike in, and now Nats, he's trying to get into the mix. There's just so much going on right now. Orbital strikes all over the place. Chaos in the last 8 seconds. Nats coming into play. Rolling Thunder's been used up, and they're trying to get that spike down. They luckily will hear Guild just about before the aftershock comes into that position. And now they drop back. Guild with the advantage. Mech has to once again retake. This one a little more doable. Got time to play with. The numbers aren't too significant of a disadvantage, but as soon as Leo gets that pick, there's too much to handle for Red Guard.
Put into these positions where there's a little more weight on their shoulders. If Guild actually win out this first map, Bind might not be that straightforward for Mech. You never really know.
You never know. Especially with having, you know, a raised potential over there on Bind. That's always very fun to watch.
High
but, I don't
think
around.
Hey, release.
Right, a little bit of a force. More tech pause.
Notoriously bad at coming in rank, to be fair.
You talk enough, you know, you use up all the words that you're capable of using, Ryan, in the broadcast, and it's just done.
Back.
But luckily, no more tech pause podcast. We're right back into the action. It's going to be Mech versus Guild continuing here. Unfortunately, though, Ryan, it isn't gun round versus gun round. It is going to be a little bit of a force, a little bit of half-buy, rather, for Mech right now, as they're onto the Bulldog and upgraded pistols across 4. And for Guild, they're in a very good spot right now.
Might just be a straightforward execute at this point.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
Kind of makes sense. Yeah, and they're not even fighting for the orbs for the most part. Trex is hovering over the one in tree, making sure that as soon as he doesn't touch it, there's going to be like a stack of players running towards him. So I feel like, again, not only did Guild have the freedom to get a spike planted, but they also have both these orbs, which has been pivotal to them for the most part. They're trying to play the tripwire. It's just a little bit ahead, guys. Just poke your nose in, you'll see it, but it goes to show that even Guild, knowing that they were going up against the Eco, are treating this very carefully. Mech on these like anti-Eco 50 rounds, what they can get done, can be scary. And no surprise, 4 of them are actually going to stack through, and Trex wants to grab that orb before he has to curtail it away. Mecha on the chase.
A little bit of a charge here. Leo swinging down into the bottom of the stairway. It's one for Leo. Chronicle able to trade it out. Advantage with neither side in terms of player count, but certainly an advantage here for Guild, weaponry speaking, and also taking the side. They are sitting back, letting them come to them, and Russ has done well at taking down the head of Chronicle. Red Guard trades it out. 3v3, couple of upgraded weapons now into the hands of Mech, as Nats barely survives on 2 HP as he runs through the molly. And now Cordamenta will finally put him down. Defuse being stuck, he's off it, and now it's just Shados. He's left having to dance with death with 2 players, and Russ, well, he shuts him down with a deadly time.
Oh, they seem to like culminate on like Dish, for example, or like 2 or 3 players in arcade up in the sort of tower part. Goes to show the Guild are trying to play and trade off of each other and really don't want Mech to try and take a lot of space on the map where they're stuck.
Well, Nat's a little bit more advanced. Now, they've really struggled with his dish control. Maybe this is the adaptation that gets him at least 1. Nat's using the cam, trying to get ready with it, but he is just down immediately. His teammate tried to set him up to make that one a little easier, but unfortunately for Nats, unable to get a single kill. So they have to relinquish dish control, and Guild don't mind just dropping back. They've got so much time to play with. They know that Mech aren't going to have the information that they have backed off. So Guild, right now, the map is their oyster to play with.
Yep, get a kill, reset, or just wait. Because you're sort of seeing what Mech have to do, right? You've got Red Guard clearing all of this A main position. And the orbital strike is ready to go on this execute, and there's nobody on Mech even near the site. They want to play retake. They do have a resurrect, but they can't get where Nats is, right? Dish is full of these Guild players. Maybe just going to try and fight head on. Defo is 1 ult orb away from having that showstopper 2. Guild are grouping up, like I say. Could be a multi-kill happening.
A little dive down from Guild to take the site.
30 seconds left.
No problem right now as they have forced Red Guard to go on that information gathering in towards man. He's taking that control back, but now we have to look to Mech again into the retake. They are a player down. They have no control of the site, but this time they have a bit of utility to use. They're going to try and make their way around, but they're going to see 3 players on the other side of it. Red Guard's done very well to get 2 out of that situation. It should have been just 1 and done for him, but last 2 positions now known for Mech. As Russ pops in that literal theft, here comes the res picked up. It's Trex's headshot. Yes, Rolling Thunder was available. Red Guard no longer there. And now Trex towards the back of the site. Well, he's got to deal with the onslaught of 2 players coming in from the same position. And happily deal with the first, throws the paint shells in, and that's enough. Shadows realizes he can't get into the site. Time's too limited. Player's not that. And yeah, it just feels like Mech are really struggling at dealing with these executes for Guild right now, Ryan. It feels like they're always forced into a difficult retake scenario.
Is really something that Mech are trying to adapt to, but because it changes so often, they don't have much. Another eco, just a hero rifle for Shadows.
It's not great, and that's that saved weapon over from the last round, so it really paints the picture of how bad the economy is right now for Mech. Guardian in the hands of Red God. Again, Mech have loved to be proactive. You have to play this map in that way. You can't just sit back as the defense and get split on. But Guild have done a great job of maneuvering around Mech's aggression and proactive play in this defense. And in this round, they're just slowing down all outside of A right now. You see no one's over towards Dish, no one's outside of B on the top side of the map. It's all down here in spawn, and they're just slowing it right down, waiting for Mech in this low buy to throw what they've got at them.
I'm just going to check as well that we're seeing teams like Guild, when they played up against Ascend, it was Fracture as the last map. Since then, they've wanted to play it, and I think just every team has banned it out for the most part. First ban as well, like Fnatic took it out when they played. The safe finding that opening really is just up to Chronicle to get some damage done.
Yeah.
Their eco last time was pretty costly for the side of Guild, but now they've got another open site, and they're just farming these ult orbs and these plants to the point where ultimates are readily available. This is Leo's like almost fourth Rolling Thunder ready to go.
Yeah. He's having a great time right now. Maybe we can keep track of that one, but you know, Shadows and Red God, another situation where they started the round with weaker weapons. Now they got retake with them. Not looking great here. At least it won't be a flawless in the hands of Guild as Shadows gets one on the way out with that one rifle. But it is 7-3. No can pull comebacks, but we haven't really seen them have to do it on Fracture.
They're trying to like stack up again this time. The showstopper, the stun, trying to get all the way through, but Defo throws it out. Can't quite get the connections, and it feels again the Guild, despite a lot of players being in his position, we're playing on these angles, ready to try and not fight against it, but just avoid it. They have really good reads on what Mech are trying to do. They saw that showstopper available, wanted to try and fight for that space, see if there was anybody else, and now they've reset to Dish again.
Yeah, and there's one.
Because they know that all of that utility as well comes out, like the stuns, slows, anything like that. If there's a Brimstone smoke, he has to be somewhat nearby. So they just go in the opposite direction and try and sit up there, see if they can pull the rotates. Now it's a double pump as they head on back.
Yeah, Guild would be really good at this sort of push and pull strategy, just draining the utility out of Mech, making them make adjustments, weaken their defense. This time, Mech, well, they're going for more standard rotations. They're having to play a little bit more passive here to try and get the numbers quickly over towards B. This could be a good call here for Mech. They're about to have players here for the first time to defend the site. That has been a massive problem for them time and time again, but Guild still have time, and they're dropping back again, Ryan. And if they go into the A site, there's only one player here right now. It's Chronicle that has to do it all.
30 seconds left.
Rolling Thunder goes onto an open A site. Seems again that Mech want to play retake over on this site. Showstopper is now going to be coming out. Think of the attacking side, just clearing some of these angles. And Mech have done well. They've given up a site and they've given up a plant for free. However, two big ultimates used on the side of Guild that found nothing. 5v5 retake.
This is great right now. Great calling for Guild. Just manipulating Mech's rotations, catching the right side every single time. Rolling Thunder to take back main control. Flash goes through. It's one for Russ. At least he does get one, but Redgar and Defo now starting to clear out with that orbital strike. Defo another headshot, and now we look to Leo and Safe, the last two remaining players. And for the first time in a long time, Mech have done a good job at removing the numbers from the site itself. Now they're onto the site, and the pressure for the first time is on Guild's shoulders to get back in and stop this defuse. It's over half. Redcar's just holding it. He's just sticking it, and he's got it. Finally, Mech pull off the retake. It took a lot, but they need to
get in onto the site once they've perched up on the high ground.
Yeah, well, last start of the first half now in play. Safe onto the operator. It's the first time we've seen that. We'll see if he's able to get anything out of it. He currently is just holding B, now peeling closer towards the site to try and crack open the first kill of play. Slipping through the underpass here. Trex is on the other side, so we can play with his two teammates down in that underpass tunnel. Wall is up right now, so to prevent them from going any further, and Safe decides to dance. A little bit of death. Danger will not go his favor. He does actually get removed down to 70 HP, but not removed from play entirely, so he's still up. He's still available.
Operator's being given away as well. Shadows taking that duel. Bladestorm even dedicated too, as Safe is only down to 70 HP. Orb farmed up again. This time got a orbital strike available again from Cold Dementa. usually thrust in towards tower. Look where they're pinging on the map. So they're trying to pick positions, seeing, like, do we know if they're playing in on the site? Do we know if they're on the low ground? Boombots used to try and clear out to see if Defo's maybe behind this box on arcade. As soon as they find information, they're probably just going to throw the ult at him.
He's got pin shells there as well. Oh, Trex goes the swing out, doesn't even need it, just headshot straight away. Here goes the ult up in towards tower. Trex will time it to perfection, gets up there and behind it. Now with 20 seconds left, Guild, they have got a player advantage. They have taken the site, and it's now about getting that spike down with no problems. That fault line keeping it back, but the aftershot's gone through. That's got them off the plant, and they've had to reposition it into the corner, and just about gets spotted. Shadows can't bring down the spike planter. It will go down, and that keeps Guild in this round. 3v3, everybody damaged up apart from Chronicle. He is the player to keep eyes on here for Mech. Is Guild right now in a pretty good spot, having the control of the site. Right guard goes deep into Russ's crosshair, and that's going to cost him his life. And now for Mech, they're trying to get into it, but Safe is behind him. Misses the shot in the operator. Chronicle gets the defuse over half. Finally will go down. Nats into the 1 versus 2, and unfortunately for him, he won't be able to win it out.
A lot more disciplined. Now, Mech, we need to see something more. Defo, a lot is going on him. Not only is he really low in the kill feed, but his first kills, first deaths were pretty low in that series against FPX. He needs to be the tip of the spear here on the Raze even.
They can't push too much further here. Coldamenta has to crack open that tripwire. That's now information that there's a timer on the play here for Mech. They are being flanked from the backside and now have to move very quickly to take the site itself. They execute upon it with the simple utility they have on that breach. And the red guard puts it towards the back of the site.
The camera for the retake as well. Again, it feels like Guild kind of knew that Mech were going to head towards that A site initially. They haven't activated that camera, so Mech are on the wiser.
Yeah, look at Chronicle's position as well. Unfortunately, that Boombot is going to make it quite difficult for him to get anything out of it. Information now picked up on his whereabouts, and his teammate can't get a single kill either. So Mech, good start to the round, but now they're in a difficult spot as they're losing players. Luckily, Nats has stepped up and got himself one, but still Guild hold the advantage in the player count as they charge into the site. It has to be clean, and Nats is so clean. 4 picked up. He has got it done. Pistol picked up from, not really frogging out. They're not having a great time. If there's one player to show up, it will be Nats. They can have a superstar performance to get you right back into the game. That's an important round to find here for Mech. It's all off the back of Nats. Now we look to Guild. We've gone into pistols. Not really expecting too much out of this round, so we should be looking at an 8-6 scoreline. That should be the scoreline right now for Mech. It is their round to lose at the time being. Nats is one of the most fun players to watch, not only because he's so good, but it's because he's able to do it on so many different agents, right? He's not like a one-trick pony, right? Just doesn't play the same age. He's not even a duelist, and he's still able to just deliver the impact consistently.
He has that camera set up behind him now on Dish, just in case anybody's going to flank through. So this is, again, patient. The wall being used, you can sort of see where Nats was able to set his play up last time, but nothing's really needed in this case. Just these Bulldogs are going to buy up, and you got to say as well, the popularity of the Bulldog going up.
Oh, yeah.
I spoke to a few people about this, so shout out to them. This is not my own knowledge, right? But just the fact that it's much better when the 4x comes in for Guild, the Bulldog seems to match up for it. It's not that bad. It's not too costly.
Yeah, the Bulldog's pretty sick. I think we actually seen that last week, I believe it was, Ryan, when you were on the desk. I was casting with Jess. We got to see some impressive Bulldog play.
Oh, yeah, the Durka Bulldog.
Yeah.
Durka Bulldog Ace.
Yeah, that was
It is
ridiculous.
Just like the damage is so similar to what the Phantom could do too. Again, I'm just regurgitating stats that some of the coaches and analysts in the EMEA have given me, but it's certainly one thing to watch out for, is just that gun finally finding use.
Nice try, Russ.
We're going to see very affectionately called Mech Scrimbit for the longest time. But Guild, it would explain why they have a good idea on what Mech are trying to do on a lot of these rounds.
Yeah, that should have been their name. Scrimbit. I love it. Well, Safe's charging forward. Right now, we'll see what Mech's approach to this bonus is. Obviously, we're looking at the weapons they've got. It isn't everybody on the upgrade guns. And that is spicy from Trex. Hunts them down, catches them both on the ropes as they try and get across. Luckily, Mech still get the spike down, but they've got to hold on with 3 players.
With the push as well from the attackers all the way into defender spawn. They even come out on top with those 2 kills. The spike has been planted, so it is a bit more awkward, and rolling for the headed towards Dish. They know that 2 players are still up there from before. Stalls them out a little bit, and Chronicle trying to lurk, catches Safe.
That's massive from Chronicle, because now with that kill, he upgrades to the Vandal as well. So the better weapons now in play. Chronicle sends the Molly in, but Coldamenta, he's sitting in it. He's burning as he gets the defuse up to half. And again, you've got to look at Red Guy. He's got the fault line set up. Chronicle is just killing them all. Fault line catches out Trex, and that time, there's not enough of it. Trex has to run away. A valiant attempt at the start of the round. Gets him into a very good position. But Ryan, we have to talk about how...
From Trex, the rest is Ecos. We could go even on score here.
Yeah.
Problem, I suppose, is that Mech have used up a lot of ultimates and they're not really close to having any online. Guild have been very good at farming these up. They got the Bladestorm online instant.
Yeah, so we look at Guild in this round. Obviously, priority number one is trying to win this round, Ryan, but it isn't very likely considering looking at the weapons versus what Mech have brought to the table. So in this round, you know, it's all about getting the damage done for Guild. They want to try and take down as many rifles as possible from Mech. 2 players are up last round towards the end, so if they force a couple more rebuys, that would prevent Mech from building up this economy, which would make breaking their economy and taking the lead back for Guild a little easier. So we have to see Guild do some damage here.
It's very paranoid, though. You even saw Leo for a second looking behind him in his own spawn, just in case there was that wraparound. Now you're seeing Coldamenta do it. So Mech, yeah, just almost using his silence to amp up the paranoia for Guild. They're going to keep on pushing, and just at the second that they look away, safe peeks, he can't quite find a connection, and now Mech have gone, I think the B side should be open for the most part. Going to try and clear to see if anybody's in some of these awkward positions. But Mech finding a lot more resistance than they maybe hoped.
There's a little bit of a slowdown, but it's going to be this retake, this containment strategy really set up now for Guild. It's a big problem because Safe has found one, Trex in the follow-up, Russ gets involved, and now it's only Nats getting kills right now. It's suddenly just Shados left in the round. He has to do everything for Mech, and he's found 2, but that's not going to be enough. Guild will pick up a round. They have a very small chance of winning. It's on weaker weapons, 1 rifle, couple upgraded pistols, and Guild post 9. That was a great chance for Mech to tie up the scoreline, but we will not go even on score.
Paint shells, stuns, aftershocks. Now they have an orbital strike as well on the defense.
Got a Safe on the operator. Cam spots out Coldamenta. Safe now getting aggressive to push up at this angle. Oh, Defo drops down into the operator. Chronicle trying to get away and just about limps his way through and gets out of dodge.
Stim to run out. Doesn't have any stims anymore now as well. Yeah, it was on the ground, so I think they used it to actually get out, but now they can reuse it to try and get in.
Coldamenta doesn't get a kill though. Nats and Shados still triple up. Oh, chaos there in this bit, but now we're going to look to Trex and Leo to pull this one back for kill. Spike's down for Mech, so they have to walk into their path, Ryan.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, they just have to line up, don't they, like that? Redgar has it all to do. We saw him have an exceptional 1v2 clutch in their series against London, but very different ask, very different setting. Gonna try and find a Pico to Leo. Knives out. Oh, if he had the gun out, he might have been able to get the kill. The stun is good, and there's 40 seconds still left for Redgar to do something.
That wall's about to break. That's the cover now gone for Redgar on the crossover. Luckily, there hasn't been a reposition from his opponent into that tight cubby. Redgar now needs to move forward towards the spike. He's got it now. No time to go elsewhere. Has to go towards this B site. You look at the mini-map in your top left side of your screen, you can see now the Rat-Bat coming in from Trex. He's down at the bottom of that ramp. And so Red Guy doesn't have a lot of cover right now. Information being picked up of the position. He's smart enough to bait out the utility, but in doing so will cost himself crucial seconds. And there's not a lot of time here. He has to get that kill. Now playing for elimination. Has to hold it. Oh, he's going to be close. Just about gets it down. Dying embers of the clock. And now suddenly Red Guard goes to the operator, and he's got it done. Play to perfection, right to the...
It's that. Now Mech have had a chance.
Yeah, that was a golden ticket for Guild, really. Unfortunately, they've lost that, and now they're getting aggressive, and it's worked out. Trex, he's having a good game here. He's found himself an opening. That's Shados down. And now Guild start to think about what possibilities may lie ahead. It is going to be this A play that Mech has decided to go for, but Leo has decapitated Defo, stopped him in his tracks, and now Chronicle coming in from the other side. Redgar tries to push with him, but Russ with some good positioning has been able to get away with one, even with the shorty. Problem is he can't fight, he can't swing out without weapons, so needs his teammates to come in and help him, and that's exactly what's happening. Russ is back in battle, and the numbers now here for Guild on the site. Spikes down, Chronicle into the 1v4, and this is another bite back from Guild, unless Chronicle can pull this one off.
Chronicle's got it. He's got a stim still.
He's got a Brimmy with a stimmy. This would be a perfect moment to highlight some of the upgrades that Brim has got, but Chronicle, just getting off this ledge is going to be a difficult part here. There's just so many players and so many different positions.
Soon as it's heard.
Yeah.
As soon as we hear that thud, he's getting peeked by 4 players.
Well, Molly goes out to try and clear it, and unfortunately, he's picked the one position no one's in. So that Molly's going to be pretty ineffective. Chronicle dives down into the site. Good one to take down safe, but as you said, Ryan, as soon as he makes some noise, everybody else is going to peek.
I feel like a lot of these EME teams have been very subtle with their approach. They clearly have ideas, and they've done very well to not show them until now.
Well, here comes that bringing with a stimmy play. It's nice and quick. They're just charging through A with the frenzies as you would expect. The most common play you could pull out with this, and it has allowed them a plant because Guild didn't have anybody in the A side. They were actually going a little bit more proactive towards Dish, so they've conceded the plant. Again, the weapons are so much better here for Guild. They should keep it clean on the retake, but it has to be clean here.
The concern is they're using those big ultimates, but speaking of which, Mech were happy to throw in that Rolling Thunder. Now it's going to be used on the attack as well as the showstopper, right? Russ is going on the mad flank. You sort of see in the mini-maps for the most part as Russ is going to try and sneak all the way through. Chronicle doesn't expect him. Why would he? We're still following on.
Well, Trex has found a double in the meantime. Chronicle gets one from his ultimate. Nat's able to back up.
Embarrassing for Mech. A lot of ultimates were dedicated. All of them were dedicated from Guild that they had available to them now.
Yeah, they pulled them out. Also get some extra credits to play with. I'm loving this Russ POV. It's looking good up there in the camp. All right, now we'll take a look at the minimap. Obviously, guys are having a few tech issues. Apologies for that, but Shadow certainly not having too many tech issues in his end. He's found himself 2. Defo's found the follow-up, and Mech, off to a fantastic start in this round, have found their way in towards the A site. So right now we're looking at Coldamenta and Russ, who have no other option really but to save this one. So that was a very quick round yet again for Mech. I think they've seen a little bit of a weakness. Damn. All right, that frenzy round worked really well.
You know what? This makes me wish that we had VODs, you know? Like, player perspective VODs. I know that you have it a lot in your other game, right? And
last player standing.
I think we're getting a good look at life. And, you know, like we saw Russ there for a glimpse. He's just chilling.
I mean, he's just really getting the perspective of what Sentinel player does. And it's sit in their camera and look down here, right? Russ is going...
I feel like a security guard.
Yeah. Just watching the security cameras all day. Well, actually, now we need to lean back in our chair, Ryan, get ourselves a donut or something, and watch him sit in his camera. He didn't really advertise the best of himself right there, I don't think.
I think...
More than the Super Bowl ad?
I was going to say, Hypok's on the cast a lot with his face because of all the technical
I
pauses.
suppose we asked him, yeah. Maybe he'll know. Coldamenta, good start, and they've patched up what is going to be this A setup, because Mech have run that back-to-back now, quick plays into A. Why not do it a third time? You know, third time's a charm, and they're in towards the site. Guild right now, with the advantage though, will have to play the retake. This time they're ready for it. They haven't lost 3 players immediately at the start of the round. The problem is, Redguy's still alive. He's having a field day. He's found 1. Now putting pressure on the op of Safe. He's trying to hold back, and Redguy's hunting him down. Luckily, Safe quick enough to the trigger. Now Trex diving in.
He doesn't know where he is.
He doesn't figure out where Chronicle is. He's right down the bottom of the site. He's just walked right back into him. He's back up in towards the crosshair of Chronicle. He's gone back out for a second, throws the molly onto the spike, and now Safe. Good luck retaking this one. It's a save call for Safe.
That's a checkmate moment, right? Just putting that molly down. And Trex, I really like the play of just diving onto the site, but the patience to just hold in that position as Chronicle. He is incredibly clutch, and you sort of mentioned it as a meme, like Mech have just gone A again. But that was one thing that Barbar said that Guild was struggling with. Barbar...
These buys that both teams are losing that they shouldn't have, and it's still that scenario. This is such an important swing round. If Guild lose this, well, they are looking very rough. And the weapons they brought to the table, not great. Mech, of course, they're going back A again. They've just run it back-to-back. Once more, they go A, and they're trying to crack it open. It's a good kill for Shados. Saves position, good for 1. 5 HP on the fallback. He will stay up. So Guild being able to pull it back into the 4v4, but they have to concede the site and have to play retake. As that Reds comes in, it's another player back to his feet, and Chronicle gets away with the timing. It's 1 kill up towards heaven from him, but he wasn't expecting the hunt, and Coldamenta unfortunately can't double up, but that 1 kill could make a little bit of a difference. But I say that, it's still only Leo and Safe is so low, and he has to retake with an operator. This is looking like 11 locked in for Mech.
He should save. He should 100% save. Like, Leo just can fall by next, but look at the money that Safe has available. If he loses this operator, it's gone. So even now, just getting out has a bit of freedom, I suppose, with that Sage roll being put in from the execute from Mech. And they dedicate the res, as we heard from Shados. But Rolling Thunder available. Chronicle's been farming up these ultimates fairly quickly. Safe might not even live alive. He's not. That's the operator gone for these last couple of rounds.
Guild to just straight up set up, but now they're going B, and this is the round that Guild have decided, okay, let's stack A from the start of the round. Of course you would do that, but now it's Mech going elsewhere.
Lovely strategies coming out of Redguard. Go A, go A, go A, then go B. And the Rolling Thunder is probably one of the reasons. Safe is really backed into a corner. Gets one before he's traded out. Now these big ultimates starting to come in from Mech.
Chronicle onto the site. Mech getting the spike down again. We've got to see Guild retake once more. 4v4 this time. Make it a 4v3 with Nat's kill. Starting things off. This affair looking good for Mech. Well, but the orbital strike going back, keeping them back here for the retake, but Trex and Leo still finding a couple. Blast pack up to try and figure out where are the follow-up players. But Shados is wrapped around the back of the wall. He's found two, and that's it shut down. Mech take map point on Fracture.
Well, I wonder if Mech catch early wind of this and then just reset and go B.
Yeah, props to Shadows. She rightfully pointed him out, having a massive performance here. And the duelist of Defo being a little quiet, he steps up to the mark, and now Defo decides to ignite in the final round. He's found two, and he wants to make sure this is the final round of the game, not just regulation, as they charge towards the site. Leo trying to get back in, but again, they're losing numbers. They're already down a few, and it's followed up upon. Shados from above takes down Leo, and it puts Cordamenta and Russ into the unenviable position of trying to retake a 2 versus 5. With Spectres, of course.
They don't expect Nats to wrap around at this point. Coldament is more focused in behind, so there is a chance.
Nats has got this. He's around the backside, and that's a big problem right now. He is the insurance policy. He comes over the top of Heaven, he finds one. Russ able to turn back, actually gets rid of Nats in the drop back, and now Russ alone goes to the defuse, holds it over half. Now sticking it, finally the swing comes in, and Redguard will drop him. It is Mech that take map 1. It is Mech that take Fracture, which is by, this is Guild's map pick, which puts us into a real tough spot for Guild at seeing how they get this one.